For 3 long days, an uninvited passenger hid in the shadows of a car's engine. No one knew she was there, no one except the woman who owned the car, who began to suspect something strange was happening. The engine refused to run, and the faintest sound, barely more than a whisper, seemed to echo from beneath the hood. That sound was a cry for help. When the car's owner finally spotted the frightened pair of eyes peering back at her from deep inside the engine compartment, she realized she couldn't simply turn the key and drive. Instead, she picked up the phone and started calling animal rescue groups, determined to get this tiny stranger to safety. That's when we got the call. We arrived to find a small trembling kitten wedged so tightly between the metal parts that even approaching her felt like solving a delicate puzzle. She didn't trust human hands, and every movement sent her further back into hiding. After several careful attempts, each one slower and gentler than the last, we finally freed her from her metallic prison. The moment I held her in my arms, I knew she had a story no one had told yet. I named her Chaour. Chaour was unlike the playful, curious kittens most people imagine. She was a bundle of tension eyes wide, body stiff, breath quick. She didn't just avoid human contact, she seemed convinced that people meant danger. Her fur was dirty, matted with patches of oil from the engine, and her small body was crawling with fleas. It was clear to me, Chaour had either never known kindness from humans, or she had once trusted and been betrayed. Her recovery began with the smallest step food. I placed a bowl in front of her and backed away. To my relief, she ate with quiet urgency, as if she hadn't seen a proper meal in days. For the first time, I saw a glimpse of the kitten she could be. A little life fueled by hope, hidden behind walls of fear. Over the next few days, I cleaned her up little by little. At first, it was just wiping away the grime and giving her soft bedding. Then came the bath, a careful, patient process to remove the fleas and engine oil. Underneath the dirt, her fur revealed its natural beauty, and her eyes began to shine a little brighter. But trust? That would take longer. Chaour wasn't ready to curl up in my lap or purr in my hands. Even though she was nearly 2 months old, she still kept her distance. Then something wonderful happened. She made a friend. Another kitten in my care took her under their wing, showing her that humans could mean safety, warmth, and food. It was a turning point. Having a companion by her side gave Chaour the courage she couldn't find alone. She began to peek around corners when I entered the room. She'd watch me from across the space, studying my every move. Slowly, I made myself part of her daily routine, feeding her, speaking softly, sitting nearby without forcing contact. Weeks passed. The frightened kitten who once hid in an engine was now daring to take steps toward me. She began to play, chasing toys across the floor and wrestling with her friend. Her once quiet world was now filled with energy, movement, and most importantly, trust. The transformation was not overnight, but every small moment felt like a victory. There's a special kind of joy in earning the trust of an animal who has every reason to fear you. When Chaour first allowed me to touch her without flinching, I felt a connection that words can't fully capture. From that moment on, she wasn't just surviving, she was living. Her confidence continued to grow, and so did her circle of friends. She learned that hands could offer comfort, not harm. She learned that voices could speak kindness, not threats. And she learned that the world was bigger than the shadows she once lived in. Today, Chaour is ready for the next chapter. She's healthy, full of life, and eager to explore. She's still gentle and observant, but her days of hiding and fear are over. She's ready to meet the family who will give her the love she deserves, a home where she will never have to be afraid again. Chaour's story is a reminder of the quiet battles so many animals face every day. It shows us how patience, kindness, and consistency can rebuild trust that once seemed lost forever. If you are moved by Chaour's journey, I invite you to share this story so others can see the power of compassion. Leave a comment with your thoughts or tell us about an animal who changed your life. Your voice might inspire someone else to open their heart and home to a little life in need. Because somewhere out there, another Chaour is waiting to be found, and maybe, just maybe, you'll be the one to find them.